Tensions flared in Homa Bay after suspected goons attacked officials allied to ODM-affiliated Linda Mwananchi faction, prompting police to arrest 6 suspects as violent protests later erupted in the town. The attack targeted the Homa Bay County Linda Mwananchi coordinator Samuel Nyauke and his team at their office in Homa Bay town ahead of the faction's planned rally in the county, which is scheduled for Saturday, August 16th. The incident came shortly after the organizers notified police of the planned event, and the Homa Bay County Police Commander Lawrence Koilem confirmed the arrest of the 6 suspects, or rather the suspected gang members, including their alleged ringleader Abdi Kasim, over the assault on Linda Mwananchi officials and the human rights activist Evans Ologor. Koilem said that the suspects could be arraigned in court over, or rather once investigators gather sufficient evidence to support their charges, and hours after the 6 suspects were arrested, their supporters engaged police officers in running battles on the streets of Homa Bay town while demanding the release of their colleagues. The unrest paralyzed business operations in the town as police fired tear gas to disperse the crowds, and transport services were also disrupted while vehicles unable to access the central business district. Koilem urged residents to remain calm, assuring that only those found culpable would face legal action. Nyauke, Gore, and other victims have since recorded statements with the police demanding justice over the attack. According to Nyauke, the assault occurred shortly after they submitted a notice to the police informing them of the August 16 Linda Mwananchi rally in Homa Bay County. He alleged that some individuals were uncomfortable with the planned rally and resorted to violence in an attempt to intimidate the organizers. And on his part, Gore described Abdi as a notorious figure in the region and urged police to act decisively. This will replicate what happened in Kisumu, where equally the state had organized goons to disrupt the Linda Mwananchi rally that happened recently in Kisumu town. However, the rally continued as well, and it was one of the best rallies that Linda Mwananchi has ever had and has ever held. The people themselves, they tried so hard to protect the crew, whereby some of the goons who had been mobilized were given 2,000 shillings by Samuel Atandi, who is, the Alego Usonga member of parliament. They were beaten with their motorbikes torched because they tried to disrupt the rally. So it is something that was seen. It's something that was anticipated that in Homa Bay, things are not gonna be okay. Things are not gonna go easy on the Linda Mwananchi. But what surprises me, where there are a lot of chaos, where people are threatening Linda Mwananchi to step their feet on, that is where Linda Mwananchi will go. So on 16th, that is on Saturday, there will be a rally in Homa Bay, and that rally will be one of the biggest rallies. But one thing I've come to realize with the Luoland leaders, whereby Gladys Wanga is involved, and some people, Raymond Omolo, Tom Ojienda, these people, they've realized that goonism is the way to the ballot. That is why you've seen that when someone goes to a rally, maybe Gladys Wanga, her goons are there to protect her. When an opponent has a rally, her goons are there to disrupt that rally. So it has been a norm whereby competitors are sending goons to each other's rallies to try and prove supremacy. So we are so sure this one is going to happen again in Homa Bay, but we really wish the Linda Mwananchi to take the measures that they can take so that they can protect themselves. I remember in Kisumu, when the Kisumu rally was being planned, people could come out on camera including the Boda Boda chair, saying that there would be no rally at those ground at Kisumu. They said that they will make sure there is no rally. Yani, nchi ya Kenya imefika kiwango kwamba those people are mobilized as goons. They come on camera and they talk rubbish, but nothing is done to them. But then we ask ourselves a simple question. If the Kisumu rally happened, and we know that Kisumu is the hotspot of goonism, whereby different goons come together, they attack each other. We have different factions of goons in Homa Bay, and both of them, or those all goons, they work for specific leaders, specific political leaders. So when these people do not agree, they come together, they attack each other, wanaumizana and stuff. So if it happened in Kisumu, automatically it will happen in Homa Bay County. I remember recently the Siaya Governor James Orengo toured the Homa Bay County in his rallies, dubbed Linda Mwananchi, and their rally was good. It was successful, but it reached a point when they were going back to Siaya. They found goons have been mobilized by Gladys Wanga, allegedly of course, and these goons started pelting stones at the convoy of James Orengo. So the motorcade had to stop, and therefore wanaume wakakabiliana, and that saw some of the bodyguards of James Orengo badly injured. They were cut, mwingine akakatwa mkono, mwingine. It was a bad scene. So that tells you, if James Orengo was attacked on that particular day, yeah, this time round is either they reorganize themselves. But one thing I'm certain, you know, there's some things you can really not prevent, because nasikia kina Kaluma, the Homa Bay town member of parliament, ameanza kupeana pesa. I saw some clips running and taking rounds online, whereby Kaluma was issuing money to some of the goons who equally refused, wakamwambia pesa ni kidogo. Yeah, they wanted that those goons were disrupt. They are organizing them to disrupt the Linda Mwananchi rally. You saw recently in Homa Bay, the same Homa Bay, during the homecoming of Bensouda. Equally, there was a lot of chaos. Goons were there disrupting the event. Some are beaten, some wanapigwa kama drama za hallelujah. So that is the same thing that is happening in Homa Bay. But I think, you know, they don't know who Babu Wino is, for example. Babu Wino was the leader, the Sonu chair in UON. He understands. If it's a matter of using goons, he understands. So the rally will happen, but I'm very sure there may be casualties, and those casualties will be the boys that are being used by some of the leaders, like Gladys Wanga, like Samuel Atandi, like Raymond Omolo. Anyway, I don't know how it's gonna happen, but we wish the best for Edwin Sifuna as they organize to have their rally in Homa Bay. And you know, one thing I love about Linda Mwananchi, they're the people who are contesting for presidency, and they're the people who can go to any part of the country. You know, Kalonzo Musyoka cannot hold a rally in Homa Bay. That one, no. Gachagua cannot. Matiang'i cannot. Yeah, so that is why we say that Edwin Sifuna is well suited for the top job. Anyway, those are my opinions. You have your opinions too. Write them in the comment section. I shall be going through all the comment sections, and also I shall reply to all the comments. And if you are new here, consider subscribing, liking, and sharing our content. Hit the notification bell so that you can be receiving notifications each and every time we bring you a new content.